checked my watch to make sure it wasn't the 1st of April, and it was true.
And how are you getting on with success now?
Oh, all right, me and Success are best friends.
It's a good relationship.
Yeah, very good relationship. It will grow. I'm hoping for children.
For a lot of people over here, I mean, people talk a lot about Britpop. I mean, I'm from England, but it seems to me that one of the things that to a certain extent is missing in a lot of Britpop is the sense of humour, which is very much a part of the music of Pulp. Was that intentional from the very beginning, or do you not see it yourself that way?
Well, I mean, there's a sense of it. It's not like comedy music, but the thing is, if you've been in a band for 16 years, then you have to end up with a sense of humour, otherwise you kill yourself, you know.
The thing I like too about the songs of Pulp, things like Common People or Underwear, is they're very, very basic subjects that maybe some people wouldn't even want to write about. Underwear as an example. Where did that song come from?
That was just an experience where I ended up going home with a girl and then suddenly realised that I didn't want to be with her anymore, but it was kind of like I'd already almost gone too far to turn back. And the reason why I write songs about things like that is because in those situations there's no kind of etiquette, there's no kind of prescribed way of behaving, and it's kind of a grey area. What do you do? How do you get out of a situation like that? And so it's always those kind of ambiguous areas that I want to write songs about, really.
There's a similar situation in Common People where the singer meets this girl and the first thing he does is to take her to a supermarket, which is a weird thing to do. Where did that come from?
Well, that was just... I mean, the thing was, it was just this girl that I met when I was at college, and she really did think that she could move to a poor area of town and live like common people. She thought it would rub off on her art because she was from quite a privileged background. And I was trying to explain to her that that's not the way it works, because unless you're forced to live in those places, it doesn't mean anything. Because if you knew that you could always escape from that environment if you wanted to, then it will never be as kind of it will never have the same effect on you as if you're stuck with that, and that is your reality. That's all you've got to go on. And so a supermarket was the idea, because there was at the time I was living opposite a really kind of horrible supermarket. They played good music in it, actually, good easy listening music, but it was always like you had to wait for ages in the queue, and people just went there because you could get a tin of beans for 10 pence or something like that, and it was a kind of desperate place.
What are your feelings about easy listening music in general? There's a big resurgence of interest, it seems, in England.
I know, that's strange. I mean, the trouble is, the stuff that they seem to be reviving is like the really brassy stuff, for all the and I prefer the kind of I suppose you wouldn't necessarily say that John Barry was easy listening. You know, he did a lot of soundtrack stuff, but I've always liked stuff with kind of strings and things in it. I mean, I like easy listening music because, as the name suggests, it's stuff you can put on and it doesn't really make any demands of you. You've not got a singer like giving you their world view all the time. It is just something that floats through your head and comes out the other end. And I suppose some people might say that's a bit shallow or something. But if you're involved in music yourself and you're always thinking about the significance of music, sometimes it's good to listen to something that really is just wallpaper, and just goes through and doesn't make any big demands on you.
Watching you on stage, it seems like you were having a really good time. I mean, I wasn't quite sure to what extent it was a parody as well, some of the movements that you were making. How do you feel on stage? I mean, is it something you enjoy doing, or do you have to sort of psych yourself up to go out there in front of so many people?
Oh, it depends. I mean, today was strange because the audience seemed so far away. It was like kind of, hello, hello over there. And also with it, I mean, I think music's natural habitat is the dark. Most of life's most pleasurable activities take place in the dark, and so something about being, you can see trees around you, you can see people really clearly in the light of day and stuff. It is kind of strange, and sometimes it can freak you out a bit, but we persevered.
Let me ask you, having said that, why do you think most of life's pleasurable activities take place in the dark? Are we afraid to show what we really feel?
I just think the dark allows you to get away with a lot more things. There's a lot more flattering than the light,
I have to ask you about this. I mean, you're not wearing your sunglasses, but I saw before you had a pair of sunglasses from Playboy. Oh, yeah. You got a Playboy shirt.
I actually bought them at the festival today, those sunglasses.
But the shirt you had before.
Oh yeah, there it is. Well, I would like to be a Playboy. Unfortunately, I haven't got enough money yet, but I aspire to that lifestyle.
But I mean, the whole thing in the press is you are a Playboy. I mean, there are so many people in love with you.
Obviously, I'm good at pretending. I'm just too good at pretending.
And we should leave it there. I think that's a good line to end with. Thanks very much, Jarvis.
All right, thanks a lot.